Am I the jerk for getting my siblings in trouble with our parents because they embarrass me in front of my crush? For some background, me and my older siblings have always had a close relationship with our parents. My older siblings are twin, brother and sister, and 3 years older than me. Our parents were pretty great, but they had some quirks. Mainly our dad, he had certain beliefs. One of those beliefs were that you shouldn't get intimate with your partner until you're adult. Growing up, she never understood the normalization of high school hookups and found it weird how some parents were cool with their kids sneaking around. His friends would brag to him about losing their virginity. He was a goody, 2 shoes, and I loved to obey my grandparents, and my grandpa hated having his house disrespected. My parents were high school sweethearts. My mom tried to put the moves on my dad when they were 16, but he insisted they wait until 18. My mom was okay with waiting, and that's when they did it. And my dad was proud of himself for obeying his parents and decided to carry those lessons on. He explained us when we were young. He said that if our hearts were in the right place and for the right person, he would prefer if we waited until 18 but wouldn't kill us if we got intimate before then. But when he did not want his house to be disrespected, so he said, "Don't even think about doing it under my roof." He was telling my siblings this while I was eavesdropping. I, being 11, took it as she didn't want us to do it at all. Plus, it didn't help that I also just kind of naturally agreed with my dad that high school being normalized was weird to me growing up. Even back then I knew my siblings wouldn't listen, because although we love our parents, they would constantly do bad stuff behind their backs. If I told you some examples, we will be here all day. Fast forward to when I was 13 and they were 16 with a boyfriend and girlfriend. I knew how close were just by seeing how handsy and touchy they were. It made me sick. One night I saw my sister with her boyfriend and her hand was on a zipper. And when she saw me, she froze, then quickly took her hand away. And her boyfriend looked disappointed and slightly annoyed. The same thing happened again, but this time it was my brother who was annoyed as he removed his girlfriend's hand from his zipper. One thing to know about me is that I've always been kind of a rat. I don't mean to snitch on people just to snitch, cause I always have good intentions and want to see everyone do well and not the wrong thing. Another thing to know about me is that, although we obviously love each other, we all fight like siblings do. But being the older siblings, the twins would often gang up on me. Another thing to know is that I never liked our girlfriend and boyfriend. They always tease me. And sister's BF would playfully, but still uncomfortably, punch me in the stomach. One week they took the teasing too far and told the girl I liked about how I used to wet the bed. She wouldn't talk to me after that, so I had it. Considering what I saw on the couch the past few nights, I decided to check my siblings' phones, and boom, there were definitely some explicit texts and pictures, and I planned to have my revenge. They all were going to hang out at our house and plan for me to be with our parents and have fun time. I waited until the day where their plan was a go. I got mom and dad to make us go home early, and I told them I had a surprise for them and to wait in the car. When I opened the door to the house, I saw my brother and his girlfriend on the couch shirtless. They were shocked. Wow. They were telling me to wait. I ran to my sister's room to find the same sight of shirtless teens. I was relieved that I got there in time. Some things that none of them knew was that I screenshotted the messages with pictures from their phones and sent it to my phone. While they were all yelling at me asking why I was there, I sent the screenshots to our parents and entire extended family and told them, so they were all so scared. My sister's BF tried to punch me in the gut, but I kicked him in the groin, and the years of disdain for my siblings' significant others came out. I called my brother's GF a slut. Keep in mind I was 13, that wanted to disrespect our dad's wishes. Then she slapped me and I punched her in the face with full force, breaking her nose. My big siblings were pretty much about to kill me, but then my parents walked in, clearly having seen the pictures, and my dad expressed his disappointment in my siblings for daring to disrespect his home and saying that if they were gonna do it, they should have done it anywhere else. I then asked my dad, "Didn't you not want him to do it at all?" He clarified to me what he actually meant while my mom helped the BF and GF. After my dad finished his clarification to me, he turned to my siblings and said it was not the end of the world if you wanted to be intimate, just not under my roof. But now, since you want to conspire against me, I will make sure you don't lose your virginity until college. My siblings, BF and GF, were not allowed around the house, and my siblings were not allowed out of the house now without me. Needless to say, my siblings were pretty ticked off at me. Especially since I humiliated them in front of the entire family, but of course we still love each other. I'm still shocked that my siblings BF and GF didn't break up with them after. What shocked me even more is the fact that my dad was successful in making them not being intimate until they left for college. 18 For those of you who are wondering, my mom was pretty much indifferent to my dad's rules. The thing that shocked me the absolute most is the fact that 5 years later we're all able to look back at this night and laugh. I have since gotten closer to my now brother and sister-in-laws. They've both apologized for teasing me, and I apologized for hurting them. The funniest part of all this is that my crush and I started dating at 15. She got past my wedding the bed. The funny part is, I tried to make a move on her at somewhere we were alone, and that wasn't either of our places, but she was the one that wanted to wait until 18 and in college, which we did. LOL. Still, my parents tell me that I might have went a little too far with how I exposed them. So was I the a-hole?